So today we are starting with principles. Principles and practices of banking. Basically, this subject is a division of five different modules. Now, what these modules are, we'll just look out for it. Principles are divided into five modules. First, the first module is financial system and recent development. Recent developments. This is the first module. Okay. The second module which we have to study is related to customer relation. Customer relation. The third module is related to lending. Lending part. Fourth module rather is related to banking technology. Banking technology. And the last one is marketing. However, now they have also introduced another module for principles, that is ethics. So, if we look for it, you can club this module as together, but for the purpose of convenience, I made it different. However, as per Macmillan or as per the course schedule given by IBM, there are only 5 modules. Financial system, this one, customer relation and lending, banking technology, marketing and ethics. Now, how the papers comes up? See, basically there is no marking as such specifically that we should target this module so that we will be able to get 50 marks. We have to learn all. There is no specific demarcation amongst the different modules. However, if from last 15 years I am looking for this exclusive JAIIB examinations as a coaching. So when I looked into the patterns of the examination, what I found recently that they are concentrating on last 2 modules, ethics and marketing, more than these. However, but when they shift, we don't know, and therefore we can't just go and ethics and marketing and write the paper and clear the examination. That is not going to happen. Is that clear? That's why we will have to focus all the modules one by one. Right? So today I will start with financial system and recent development. Financial system means what? Financial system means what? So basically, financial system in any country is comprised of 2 components. One is a surplus sector and the second one is deficient sector. There are 2 sectors of the economy. Always, any economy, be it US, Europe or wherever it is, it may be in India, China, whosoever it may be, we have surplus sector. And another one is deficient. So what it means, surplus and deficient means what? See, as a common man, as a layman or being an earner, whenever I earn, I have certain amount to save. So always, be it a monthly basis, quarterly basis, annual basis, whatever you will say, you have, when you are earning something, you or your purpose will always save something. So means those who are saving from their income, they are all surplus sector. Right? That means saver definitely is called as a surplus. Whosoever it may be. Deficient. If we go with deficient, okay, deficiency means those who are in need of capital. Those don't have much of the saving. They may have a saving, but whatever purpose they are planned for, that planning will not be fruitful unless an amount is borrowed. Unless amount is borrowed. It may be government, they have to borrow. It may be companies, they have to borrow. It may be individual, like you are planning for buying a house. You don't have 1 crore immediately in your pocket to go and buy the house. So what do? You used to go to the bank. That means you are a deficient. That means those who are in need of money, we used to call them as borrower. So naturally, a phenomenon is this borrower always goes to the saver to get the money. But the problem is, suppose I have 1 lakh rupees as a saving in my account. So who is in need of money? Do I know that? I don't know. मुझे नहीं पता हो. I don't know that whether somebody is in need. So I cannot go to home and factories and units, or even to the government and saying that, sir, I have 1 lakh rupees. I have 1 lakh rupees and you borrow it, pay me the interest. That is not going to happen. That means there is a disconnect between a saver as well as a borrower. Now, here comes into the picture a system that is a financial system, which connects saver to a borrower. Saver to a borrower. Now, when we say that, okay, fine, we will have a system wherein somebody comes up but always there is a situation which demands something. Like if I am a saver, I want to give a 1 lakh rupees. My intention is to get a maximum return. At the same time, the borrower who wishes to borrow 1 lakh wants it at a lesser price. That means they want to give less interest. So, if at all this is going to happen, then the deal will not stop. If somebody comes and say, borrow, and see, this is the borrower, this is a saver, you just stop and I am a broker. Yes, of course, but we need to cover the price. At which price means an interest, at which this amount is required to be transferred. So in anywhere, if I am a commodity grower, if I want to sell, I need a proper price. So where the price will come? The price will come when into the financial system we attaches one concept of market. One concept of markets. We need to create the market. So financial systems also need to create a market. Why? Because we want a better discovery of the markets and their prices, so that both will satisfy according to their needs. And therefore, in a system, we will have surplus sector, deficient sector, and markets. Now, these markets, as since we are looking for financial, so we will call it as financial markets. We call it as financial markets. Fine, we will call it as financial markets. Now these financial markets are developed according to the need, as well as what we can say a period for which the amount is given or borrowed. So, are the money which are transacting into that market. So, according to our Indian financial system, we will have, or we are having 4 financial markets into our country. Now, these 4 financial markets are, which one? They are, now I am rubbing it. They are first, money market. This is one. Second one is capital market. Capital market. Third one is forex market. Forex market. And the fourth one is credit market. Now, a borrower as well as a saver has a choice according to their own perception, according to their own requirements. They have to go to these markets to deal with that particular transaction. Now, what this signifies? Why these four? Because as I just now told you that the need means if at all somebody wants some money to be borrowed for less than a year, we don't want a long-term borrowing, then which market? Because he has to go to the bank, whether he has to go to the government, whether he has to go to some agency, whether he has to, where is the market? Where is the market? So money market is always for those who are looking for short-term period. Short-term period means less than 1 year. If I want to give a money to somebody for less than 1 year, because I may have something after 1 year, then I have to go to the money market. Capital market, long-term to very long-term. Long-term to very long-term. Very means 100 years or even more. Best example is capital market, means share market, wherein the companies are taking a capital from public via IPO, and then if that company runs up for 100 years, 200, 300 years, you can still hold the shares of that company. Right? Forex market. This is a market for specialized commodity, and that is foreign exchange. Whenever I need a foreign exchange, be it for short or for a long time, I will have to visit a forex market. Nobody is going to give me dollars in capital market or money market. I have to get it through forex market. And lastly, credit market. Credit market means like a market which is in combination of the two different mid-term market, short to mid. Okay, this is for short to mid, means short to mid term. Here, generally, what we can say, short means it may be from a day, what we can say, a day to a mid, maybe 30 years, 40 years. That is what we are looking for. But as per RBI definition, the mid-term is between 1 to 3 years. But for a specific subject matter, we are considering to understand the things. So credit market is short to mid-term. Right? Now, suppose I want to give it for short term. Where I have to go? Who is going to be there? Where is the market? Have you ever find any place as a money market and you are going with your checkbook or whatever the money which you are having and going there and giving it to somebody who is standing there for you? Say, I need a money. No, sir, this is not good. Currently or anywhere, these are all virtual. There is no fixed place as such. Then how we have to interact? If I have a surplus, how I have to give to the borrower? So these markets will not be considered as market unless and until there are intermediaries. There are intermediaries. We need intermediaries to these markets. All these markets needs intermediaries. What they are called as intermediaries, like we may have National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange type of thing. For credit market, your banks. Banks are intermediaries who are taking savings. and giving it to the borrower. So accordingly, depending upon this, we have different kinds of intermediaries, right? So it may be different kinds of intermediaries are there. Again, we can call it as stock exchange, investment bankers, or underwriters, registrars, private dealers, forex dealers, banks, NBFCs, all are intermediaries. What their job is, let the surplus sector comes to them and let the borrowing deficient sector comes to them, and they will exchange the money at what? At proper price. Price means here interest. So for discovery of this price, we need markets. Markets are having different kinds of structure. Structure means depending upon the period, the saver and deficient are both will go according to their intentions and then will do their transactions. Now all these markets, just like our vegetable markets, we are going and saying, give me the vegetable. They will say, which type of vegetable you want? There are products. We have parak, okay? We have different kinds of stuffs, onions, we have potatoes. We have to specify. Accordingly also, these markets will have different kinds of products. Different kinds of products. So, these markets will contain products and we have to see the products of the each and every market. Right? So, in nutshell, the financial system contains two sectors, deficient and surplus. Then, to meet surplus and deficient, we need a market. Why? To discover the price. These markets requires intermediaries to run the show, and therefore all these markets are part of our financial system, and for India this is Indian financial system. So I think you are now in a better shape to know what the Indian financial systems are. Now the most important thing is that in every market or everywhere there is an element of fraud, or fraudsters are always there. Howsoever you regulate the markets, there will be continuous use of frauds. Even in banks, you are looking for different kinds of frauds. We are facing that. So, to avoid such situations, these all markets are required to be regulated, because it's a government job to regulate so that free and fair environment is required. If I give it to a bank or some NBFC goes in a night, fly by night, gayab ho gaya. Recently we have seen several different examples, different banks closed down. What happens to the depositors? Somebody may have put on their whole earnings of whole entire life, then he will be on a road. So, to avoid such situations, all these markets are having regulators. Like for capital market, we have a SEBI. Forex market, we have RBI. Credit market, we have an RBI. Likewise, money market is a combination of RBI, government and all. So, regulation. That means what products will be available, who will be an intermediary, what are the features of the product, who can be enter into these market as a surplus or deficient, what are their entry barriers. Fine, like if somebody comes to your bank and wants to say, open my savings account, you are not going here immediately giving him an account number. Sir, ये आपका account number, okay? आप कल से आप transaction करो.